Juice? Who's got the juice? Smooth.
Now, I was going to start this juicy treat impersonating the famous Yahoo from Mario. You know, I did it in my normal voice to make sure that I didn't do it, but that is purely because I feel as if I can't impersonate the angel of the heavens, the purest man in the world, Charles Martinet. I just didn't want to touch his magnificent creation of his voice acting, and he is just a worshipping god. So instead I decided to dedicate the beginning of this video to you, Mr. Charles Martinet, our Lord and Saviour, our happiest man alive. We all love you, and you're an utter babe. Oh god, I never say the word babe, that was horrible. Pigeon! Ah, Pigeon just took a crap on the pavement. Also, he did the voice in Shadow of Memories, which is amazing because Shadow of Memories is an awesome game, and he did the voice of, like, the antagonist, and it's so cool. Right, I think it's finally time on Professor Juice that I hop back to Nintendo for a little bit and talk about the biggest name in gaming, Super Mario. Yes, I have had quite a few people asking me if I'm ever going to cover Mario or talk about him in any way, so you know what, I decided to dedicate a little juicy treat for him. Well, it's not actually little, I've got quite a lot to say about Mario. You know, with a big name like his, you're going to expect a little bit of a bigger video. But I would like to emphasise that these are purely the Mario games. I'm not covering the Luigi's Mansion games or any of the Luigi games, Captain Toad, Super Smash Brothers, or the Yoshi games. None of those are being involved with this juicy treat because I feel that they can be done for another time. So this is purely my experiences with your main man, Super Mario. Or Mario as the film likes to call him. Now, my juicy friends, we all know that I am a PlayStation lover. I adore the PlayStation and it is my favourite platform of gaming. Not to say that obviously I don't do Nintendo, PC and Xbox and all that jazz, because obviously I do play those games and there are some great games on that. I just want to emphasise this now. I mean, I'm here wearing a Nintendo 64 top, so clearly I am not obsessed and just like strictly PlayStation. But because PlayStation was my main thing as a child and the only thing I had, I wasn't actually introduced to Mario until quite a bit later on in his life cycle, considering how, like, his whole timeline and how old he actually is. Now, to show how late I was into the Mario party, I wasn't actually, like, introduced to his first proper game, as in, like, I actually bought a Nintendo Mario game until the Nintendo DS came out and I had New Super Mario Bros., which I believe was in, I think that came out like 2001, I'm gonna say probably 2001. But that was like my first Mario game, and my god, I remember playing it. I believe I got it, no, I didn't get it with the DS. My DS, I got Nintendogs and Sonic Rush. Those were the two games that came with my DS, but this was the first game that I bought, you know, not one that you get with the console, but one you actually get separately. And I could not put it down, and I think it's still probably the DS game that I've spent the most hours into. I adore it that much. I remember playing this game for absolutely hours. I completed it very quickly because I just couldn't put it down. It was the first game that I actually kind of wanted to look for the secrets for, with all the coins and all that jazz, and this was just my first DS handheld game that I played at home, I played at my nan's, I played it on holidays. I just couldn't put this game down. I'll probably say that this and Nintendogs were the two, like, at the time when I only obviously had 3 Nintendo DS games. Sonic Rush also very, very good, but these two were the ones that at the time I delved the most hours into. But honestly, like, this game, I absolutely adored it, and I think I even remember Jim watching me play it, and he was like, okay, that actually looks like a lot of fun. Because at the time he got the PSP and I got the Nintendo DS, so, and then obviously he got a Nintendo DS and then I got a PSP later on. So that way we could have like both seen how the handheld games worked. But this game is just so colourful, so happy. I love the music in it, you know, like when the Goombas and all the enemies like ba ba da, 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 and they'll just be like ba ba all the time. I absolutely loved that. But not only did I spend hours on the main game of this, but in fact I think I probably spent more time on the mini games and the multiplayer for this game, because I mean obviously the main game is single player and I played that in my own time and it was great. But whenever I was at a sleepover, if I was at a friend's house, and you know at the time everyone had a Nintendo DS at school, so you'd always bring your Nintendo DS out with you, you'd boot it up and then you could play the mini games with your friends, and you could play Mario vs Luigi, which actually I remember spending a lot of time with Jim playing whenever we went on holiday, because we used to sit in the back of the car and I always had to be Luigi and he was Mario. and we were just, I just remember my mum telling us off because we were too loud because we were so excited and just silly from playing the game. It was great. But the minigames I spent so many hours on, and again I always had to try and be Luigi if I ever did multiplayer. But I think probably from the minigames, I mean obviously I've delved hours into all of them because I think they're all a lot of fun. But the two that mainly stick out are, let's just say the casino, because all of the casino ones are great and everyone adores the casino, Luigi being there like in his the little casino dealing guy, the gambling man. You can tell I've never done anything like that in real life. I can't even remember what they're called. But like everyone loved him and the music in that was great and it will always be engraved in my mind, and it's pretty much what I associate with casinos. But I remember sat at like my nan and gramps just gambling all of my little Mario coins, and I did a lot of gambling in this game looking back on it, and I have saved up quite a few pennies. I have definitely got quite a lot, and my stars are, you know, you get the stars on the side. I've got quite a lot of those, I believe, because obviously it continues on, I believe, from where you left off, which is great. But I just remember delving hours and hours into the casino, and Luigi obviously was my first boyfriend in gaming, so I kind of dedicated a lot of time to him. But also, I am incredibly proud to say, one of my proud things in gaming, and this is when everyone in the comments is like, oh, that's not actually very good, but there's a mini game in, I believe it's in the puzzle section, where you have the wanted posters and you have to try and find the face as quickly as you can before the time runs out. Now, I don't say I'm I don't like saying I'm good at things, but I do like to say that in this game, people have told me that I'm very, very good at this, because whenever I play it with like friends or family, whenever this minigame boots up, they're always like, oh, there's not even a point in me trying anymore because you're obviously going to win this one, and I'm always there like, yes, I love this one's great, I'm going to win. Because seriously, I just see it and I don't know how I just managed to get them like really quickly. And I've actually got a really fun memory with this mini game that when I was a kid, actually no, I was probably like 13 or 14 years old I think when I did this. But I felt like revisiting this mini game, because obviously I last played it when I was a kid and I was just like, you know what, I want to see if I've advanced. So I booted it up and I believe it was like 9:30, I just got out the bath and it was 9:30, so I booted it up and I was like, you know, just casually playing. But the thing was, I wasn't losing, I kept on going on and on and on, and at this time I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna see how far I can get with this one. So I just kept on going on and on and on, and the next thing I knew, I went from 9:30 to around, I think it was like 2:30 in the morning it turned to, and I was there like in the same spot, just doing all these mini games, like all these face mini games and finding everyone, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to go to bed. I can't keep on doing this, I could go on all night. So I got my little phone at the time. I had the Nokia like swivel phone, you know, the one that like opened like vroom, like that. So I got that little phone out and I recorded my last moments, and I remember being like, I'm not like losing because I've lost. I'm losing because it's very late at night now. It's 2:30 and I need to go to bed. So I'm just filming this to prove that I'm not losing the game. I'm merely sensibly giving up because the timer is just not running out. So here we go. And literally I filmed like the countdown timer and I was like, I've already seen him, look, there he is. So it's not like I can't find him. Look how many stars I've got. It's so weird, I just remember filming this, and unfortunately I have lost that video because it was on an old phone of mine, and obviously I've advanced phones. I mean, I don't really say advanced, I've got a terrible phone, but it's got Lumpy Space Princess on the back, so that's fine. But literally, I just remember closing that down, and I haven't been able to beat that high score since. I remember I got close to it, and then I got bored, so again, I kind of did the same thing. But I do intend to beat that high score of mine at one point. I do really want to like beat it and see how far I can actually go one day if I've got loads and loads of time to kill and I'm just on a roll with it. But time will tell. But as you can probably tell, I have a lot of memories with this game and I absolutely love this Mario game. Then my hair flick just went thronk, so you know what, it's going back up. After that, I then of course got Mario 64 DS because I really liked his games and I loved the colours in them and everything. So I played Mario 64 DS and I had a great time with that. It was how I played Mario 64. I didn't even realise that Mario 64 was a thing back then. To me, this was like a whole new game because obviously I didn't know any Nintendo or Mario stuff back then. This was how I was introduced to it. So I played Mario 64 DS and loved it, and obviously then you had Mario Kart DS, which was awesome. I remember playing this game so much, once again playing multiplayer and making your own little logos and like sleepovers and stuff like that. And I delved many hours into Mario Kart DS. In fact, I'd probably say Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart Wii are the ones I've got the most memories with. But like seriously, Mario Kart DS was just so much fun. And I remember, I think when Jim got his DS, he got Phantom Hourglass with it, another game, and I think the first game that he bought himself was Mario Kart, because he just really enjoyed playing my game as well. So of course we played the game together, and I do remember on I think it was called like Coco Mountain or Choco Mountain. I can't remember what it was called. Coco Mountain, I'm gonna say. But Jim used to do a little trick with me. There's a part when you're driving on a mountain, but there isn't a ledge, and if you fall off, you're basically at the beginning of the race again. So Jim would purposefully try and get behind me, and then he'd do a boost into me, and what he used to call it was shunty, and then of course he shunted me off the side, and he would carry on going, and I have to start the whole bloody race again. So Jim, I have never forgiven you for creating shunty, and I still need to pay you back for that. We then hop onto the Nintendo Wii, which when we first got, my parents were like, okay, you two can get a game for the Wii, because we got Wii Sports with it, and my stepdad really wanted like Dragon Blade, because he wanted us to like try and use a sword with like the motion and everything like that. So we got Dragon Blade. I went for My Sims. Out of all the games I could have picked, I picked My Sims. But Jim went for Super Paper Mario, which was a sensible choice, let's say. And obviously we got Wii Sport with the Wii anyway in general. But this was how we started playing Super Paper Mario. It was probably the game we played the most. Well, Wii Sports was probably the game we played the most, and then followed by Super Paper Mario. But I remember really enjoying this game. I got stuck, I believe, on like the little green maid character called Mimi, I think she was called. When you're like Princess Peach, you gotta fight her. But remember, I was like very young when I was playing this, so I do want to revisit it and see how far I can get. But we had fun with this game. I never played 1,000 Year Door, admittedly. I didn't even know it existed, or that Super Paper Mario was a thing. But I definitely want to revisit this game, probably after I've played the 1,000 Year Door, just to see like the comparison, because people are like, oh, the one on the Wii, it's not, it's alright, but it's not as good. So I definitely want to give 1,000 Year Door a shot. But this was the first Mario game we had for the Wii, and then obviously, what did we get after that? Then I believe it was Mario Kart, actually, we got next, because, in terms of a Mario game anyway, because it was my birthday, and at the same time you had Mario Kart that had just been released, and I believe Wii Music came out at the same time, or incredibly close as well. This is when I'm gonna like look back and do research, I'm gonna see like I'm completely wrong and they were like a year apart. But I was debating whether I wanted to go for Mario Kart or Wii Music for like a little birthday gift. And for some reason, I went for Wii Music, which I still love. I love Wii Music, bless its little heart. I think it's a guilty pleasure of mine, I will say. But then I went for Mario Kart, and again, just like Mario Kart DS, I spent hours into this game. In fact, I probably spent more time into Mario Kart Wii than I did Mario Kart DS. Because literally, whenever I had any friend around, we'd play this. So if I was at home, I'd play this. I even like used the little wheels sometimes as well, just to spice it up. I even did online matches. I played matches with my friends over like, because that was like the first time I kind of did online gaming. Like, oh, are you online? Let's play a game. Let's play a game of Mario Kart. And that was awesome, being able to play like with friends over the internet. That was kind of like the first time I did that. God, that's taking me back. I used to play with like Josh. I remember that. He used to text me and be like, do you want to play? I'm like, yay! Like on the weekends. And then also doing like the whole world challenges was a lot of fun as well. But so many hours delved into Mario Kart. I absolutely loved it to bits. And what other games? Oh, Mario Galaxy, obviously. I got the first one quite a bit later on because I heard many good things about Mario Galaxy, so I was like, oh, like I have to check this out. And I really, really enjoyed it. I won't lie, I think Mario Galaxy is a great game. I have actually still yet to play the second one, and I've heard the second one's even better. But Mario Kart 1, had a blast with it as well. And I think the only one I'm missing is New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I never physically owned myself because at the time it was like too expensive for me. Like this was at a point where I was also I got like a PS3 as well, and obviously I was kind of more focused on that, and I didn't play the Wii as much because it was downstairs in our living room, so I didn't, obviously when my mum was watching TV, I didn't just want to be like, I'm gonna play now! But but I did play that game at like friends' homes and everything like that. So I've never played this game at my home, but I've played like so many hours of it on multiplayer, just having a good time with my friends. So I do still like need to get this game. In fact, I think my boyfriend has it, so I'll just like nick his copy. Sorry. But great game, I remember having a lot of fun with it, and I would love to own it myself one day. I've just realised I also forgot that you had Super Mario All-Stars for the Wii, which Jim got me for my birthday one year. He got me like the little cardboard set which had, so you had the game of it, and then there was also like another, it looked like a game but it wasn't, it was the CD for the whole Mario track, and I was a stupid little idiot. And I lost the cardboard box for it because it was really nice. I think it probably got damaged when I threw it away or something because I am a stupid idiot. And I can't fully remember where the music for it's gone. I remember it was in like a red, basically it looked like a Nintendo Wii case, but it was red and it had like the green like diagonal line on it and stuff, but I can't remember where the blooming heck that one is, which is really annoying because it would be great to have the two of them together. But I do still have Mario All-Stars. And that was actually how I was introduced to a lot of the older games, such as Super Mario 2 and all that jazz. I still have yet to finish one of the, let's say, older generation Mario games. I've played a lot of them, but I've just never finished it because I'm not exactly the best at them. But this is like a great way. I'm gonna probably have to revisit them all at some point, but Mario All-Stars is a great way if you've got a Wii just to play all the old classics again, and it's just really adorable, and I'm actually really happy I do own it because it's certainly, I think, something that you should get for the Nintendo Wii. It was then at this point that I went backwards and went to the GameCube generation, which obviously introduced me to Super Mario Sunshine, which I played and I had a lot of fun with it and I love how it looked, but at the time this was when everyone was like, oh, Sunshine's the best Mario game, it's amazing, it's the best, one of the best games of all time. And I certainly had a lot of fun with it, but I didn't get the hype of it, but that's probably also because I was very late to the party. But I actually had more fun with Luigi's Mansion, but I'm going to talk about Luigi's Mansion another time because that's for another Juicy Treat video. But Mario Sunshine I had a lot of fun with, and apart from that, the only other Mario GameCube game that I really played, but it wasn't actually until a couple of years ago, yeah, was Mario Party. I'm not sure which Mario Party it was because there's so many of them nowadays, but I've played it, or I was introduced to it, with Andy, Liam and Lucy. We all played it one night and it was a great laugh. We had like a cider on the side and we had a really, really good time, and I always have like fond memories of that evening. And I also played it, I believe, last year with another group of friends when we had like a big meet-up and we actually tried to do like a drinking game out of it. But the rules are so complicated. It's like, oh, if you do like 2 steps, then they have to, and then do 2 steps, and they have to do it. So I probably need to play that with people who have played it before, because we were all like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, oh, we'll just, okay, if you lose, you guys can have a drink. We didn't really know what we were doing. But we still had a lot of fun with it, and I do need to play more Mario Party games. I will give it that, but I'm sure I'll have many experiences in the future for that. It was also kind of around this point in my life that I started going back to the much older generation, such as the NES and all that jazz, as Jim started collecting consoles at this point, I believe, as well. And he got like the basic games for each console at the time. But this was how, like, at the same point I was introduced to Super Mario Bros, like the actual one on the NES. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I don't really know if there's that much you can add to it really, because I didn't play it when I was a child. I played it when I was quite a bit older, but I still had a lot of fun with it, and it's still a really happy, fun game. I don't really have much more to add to that, but this was also where, like, I didn't really have much experience with the Nintendo 64. The SNES I'll get back to in a minute, but the Nintendo 64, we didn't really have many Mario games at the time for it, so I didn't play Mario 64 until obviously quite a bit later on, apart from Mario 64 DS, but in fact, I have played Mario 64, like the original one on the original console, but clearly I think I've only played it for like half an hour. But I think at this point, I mean, I definitely will play it at some point. I must have played it. No, I must have played it, but I can't remember for how long or what the circumstances were. But then let's head back onto the present day, and we have now got the 3DS, which is where I got Super Mario 3D Land. Yeah, Super Mario 3D Land came with my 3DS, and it was a great introduction to the 3DS, you know, getting used to the whole 3D-ness and everything with that. It was a lot of fun, and I remember playing it on like Christmas, because I got it for Christmas, and just playing it. What else did I get? I got Super Mario Land. What was the other 3DS game I got with it? I can't remember actually. I think that might have been the only game I had with it at the time. Apart from like the AR cards and stuff like that. But really fun game. I didn't actually finish it in like one sit through, unlike New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. But I actually finished it, I think around a year later. I kind of gave it a break and then I completed it later on. But really fun game. Great introduction to the 3DS. And the next Mario game I believe I got on that console was New Super Mario Bros. 2. Which I remember getting on the day of its release. I was really excited about it, especially since I loved the first game on the Nintendo DS so much. I thought, oh my god, this is going to be like just like that, it's going to be awesome. And I was actually disappointed by it. But it's not a bad game. Please don't get me wrong, it is not a bad game at all. But it's just, it didn't add anything new to the table apart from the fact that there was loads of coins, which I will say were satisfying, but you know when like they sort of overuse the hypeness of coins that you're just like, oh okay, like there's more coins, better go get those I guess. But it was a fun game and I did finish it a couple of years ago. Again, like with Mario 3D Land, I had like a break for it, but this break was quite a bit longer. I believe I didn't play this game for like 2 years or something, but I finished it and I remember finishing it one evening. I was just in my bed and I was just feeling a little Mario platformer, so picked this up again and finished it, and yeah, it's alright. I wouldn't say it's probably worth the money, because, especially the price I paid for it on the day of its release, it certainly wasn't worth that. But if you can find it for like a good reasonable price, then yeah, like pick it up and play it because it's still fun. But don't expect it to be like the first Mario DS game because that one is just like, I just love that one. And also, since I never owned a Nintendo Wii U myself, I always played the Mario games for the Wii U at other people's homes. So that's Super Mario 3D World, I've always played at other people's homes, and we've always played multiplayer and it's always been like a great laugh and we've had a lot of fun. Also New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, I played that with friends as well. But with both of those games, because I've played them in like different circumstances with different people, I've never properly passed the first world, or I've never passed the second world. I've played the first world loads with all these people I've played it with, and I've still had fun with them, but I need to properly play it and actually like progress onwards from World 2. And also Mario Maker, I'll add this in, like, I played it at my boyfriend's house because he had like all the like really good Nintendo Wii U games. He has a really good collection for them. And I was like, oh, I've never played it. And I remember when it first came out, everyone adored it, like it was mad. And I was always really curious to play it. I was always quite sad that I never could. But I played it and I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't play it during the whole like Mario Maker craze. I played it quite a bit after. But I was playing other people's levels and it was lovely. I didn't make a level myself because I thought I'd probably spend too much time on it considering I was just playing it for like an hour or so. But playing other people's levels, and I also gave it to like my boyfriend's sister and she played it as well for a bit, and it was a lot of fun. So I really do need to pick up Mario Maker. I'll probably do my own level at some point again, but I wouldn't get it on the 3DS, probably not. But yeah, Mario Maker was also a lot of fun, and I'm quite sad that I didn't play it during the whole Mario Maker craze, but well, what you gonna do? And then once again we go back in time in my little timeline of Mario, which seems really weird at this point since we've just spoken about the Wii U. But this is when actually my boyfriend got an SNES Mini, and through this Mini, this is where I played all the SNES games pretty much for Mario, which the main one, I'm just kind of going to summarise it, but the main one I played was Mario RPG, which I've always been curious about because I've already heard many great stories about it and loads of people seem to reference it, and I really like RPGs. I think RPGs are a lot of fun, so I was like, Mario and an RPG, which seemed really like a traditional RPG, let's say. So I played it and I couldn't put it down for a week. I absolutely loved it, and we've even got that SNES Mini behind me, like we've got the Resident Evil Hunter on top of it at the moment. But I need to boot it up again just so I can carry on playing it because it's a lot of fun. I love how it looks and I love the characters in it. But the SNES Mini, I've still yet to like properly play through all the games on it, but it's certainly a great way to introduce yourself or to fully properly play the rest of the Mario and the whole Nintendo games from that generation. And finally we're going to hop back into the future with the Nintendo Switch, which I only bought a couple of months ago. No, I bought it in February 2018. I brought it with my boyfriend. It was the first console we got together with our money like collided and split, let's say. But we only have 2 games, well I've got 3 games with it now. But with the Nintendo Switch we got obviously Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, And we've also got Mario Odyssey, which Mario Odyssey I've been so excited for so long. I've wanted to play it since it was like the trailer was announced and everything, because this is the first time that a trailer has got me so excited for a game, or it's been a long time anyway. But it was mainly because of the music. I blooming love Jump Up Superstar. It's an absolutely amazing song for me, and it always gets me like pumped up and lighthearted and everything, and it completely sold me on this game. And seeing the reviews for Mario Odyssey and seeing like bits of gameplay for it, it just kept on selling me more and more and more. And I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet because we sort of wanted to play Mario Odyssey first, because we know Breath of the Wild's going to take a lot of our time up. But I've been playing this since February 2018 and I'm still going on with it. I believe I'm just over 300 moons now, because obviously when you work and then when you come home you have to do other things and adult stuff, you never really get like as much time as you used to when you were a kid playing games. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I absolutely love it to pieces, and the Switch is just great. It is great. It's great for like, I can take it in the living room with me, I can play it on the TV, I can play it in different controls, I played it on the train, and it's just, I am loving Mario Odyssey. It's so happy, it's so fun, and I really want to get as many moons as I possibly can. I know there's going to be some which kind of annoy me, because I mean currently I'm doing the volleyball one. The highest I've got so far is 73 rallies for it, but literally when I was telling people about like the jump rope, they went, oh, if you're struggling on the jump rope, you're going to struggle on the volleyball one, or you're going to hate that one more. So I'm gonna try and get as many moons as I can. I said to Liam that I'd message him when I finally reached 500 moons, because he was like, he messaged me when I first got it, he was like, oh, Lucy and I, we got 500 moons now, you have to tell me when you get 500. So Liam, I am genuinely still gonna call you when I reach those 500 moons. But Mario Odyssey, a lot of fun with it, and I also can't wait to play like Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because I really want to play that game. I want to see what it's like, and I also love the Rabbids. I've always found them funny. Even when everyone hated them, I was there like, why? I think they're great. And like Mario Kart, I still need to try out at some point on the Switch, because it looks a lot of fun. I'm not sure how I feel about all the new mechanics for it, but obviously I've never really played like a more modern Mario Kart game. I'd say the most modern one I've probably played was the Wii, and then I've played a bit of the Wii U one. Oh yeah, that's the point. I've played a bit of the Wii U Mario Kart as well at other people's homes. But from like everything being announced, like you got Mario Tennis as well, and there are so many great things coming out for the Switch that I can't wait for. And I really want to talk about Captain Toad on the Switch, but I can't because that's a different series. But I love it. I love the Switch at the moment, and Mario Odyssey's great on it. But as you can tell, this is a very long juicy treat, much longer than what they usually are, which is around like 10 to 15 minutes I try and make them. But that's just because Mario is such a big name in gaming, and he has given me so many memories over the years since I was first introduced to him, and he keeps on giving me more and more. So thank you, Mario, for always being there. You're a great lad, an absolute great lad, and Charles Martinet, let us end this juicy treat worshipping our Lord and Saviour, who is Charles Martinet once again. Because seriously, if you don't follow him on Instagram, follow him on Instagram, because he's just the happiest man alive, and I love him. And like, he's just so happy. He's so happy, and I love him. But Mario's great, and I can't wait to play more Mario games in the future and revisit more in the past. And everyone, if you just haven't tried Mario, try Mario. Play a Mario game. You have to play at least one in your life. So thanks, Mario, for giving me all these memories, and I'll see you in the future. So, bye, Mario, and bye, everyone. It's a really lame ending, but I'm going with it. Bye!